Namaste, my brothers. Many of you come into my clinic or you write to me in the comments with a piece of paper in your hands, and your hands are trembling. You look at the numbers on that laboratory report, your PSA levels, prostate-specific antigen. The numbers are rising 4, 6, 8, maybe higher. You look at me with real fear in your eyes and you say, Dr. Vikram, my father had prostate cancer. My grandfather suffered from it too. Am I doomed? Is it just a matter of time before the doctor tells me I have a tumor? There is a shadow that lives in the mind of almost every man over the age of 50. We have talked about how to urinate better, how to sleep through the night, how to reduce inflammation. But today, we must face the ultimate fear. A word that terrifies us all. Cancer. My brothers, I want you to take a deep breath, look me in the eyes, and listen to the most important truth I will ever tell you. No, you are not doomed. Your genetics are not your destiny. Modern science has finally caught up with ancient wisdom. They have discovered a miraculous field of study called epigenetics. What does this mean? It means that even if you have inherited the bad genes, the cancer genes from your father, those genes are not active all the time. They are exactly like a light switch on your wall. You have the supreme power to turn that switch off or on based purely on what you put on your dinner plate, how you manage your stress, and how you live your life. Perhaps your grandfather did not know where that light switch was, but by the end of this masterclass, you will know exactly how to control it. If you are ready to take absolute control of your cellular future, I need you to hit the subscribe button right now. Ring the bell. This information is a matter of life and death, and we must build an army of educated, fearless men. Have you subscribed? Thank you. Let us face the fear together. Kindly type in the comments right now what is your latest PSA score and does prostate cancer run in your family? Do not hide from the numbers. Write them down. When we bring our fears into the light, they lose their power over us. My brothers, to defeat the enemy, you must first understand what the enemy actually is. Cancer is not a foreign monster that enters your body from the outside like a virus or a bacteria. It is much more tragic than that. Cancer is your very own beautiful cell that has gone completely mad. Inside the nucleus of your prostate cells is your DNA, your genetic code. Over the years, due to heavy oxidative stress, environmental toxins, and chronic pitta inflammation, this DNA gets damaged. It breaks. When the DNA breaks, the cell loses its memory. It forgets the most important rule of biology, apoptosis or programmed cell death. Instead of dying naturally to make room for healthy cells, it becomes immortal. It starts multiplying wildly without any control. Thousands of years ago, the sages of Ayurveda described this exact phenomenon. They did not have microscopes, but they observed the energetic blockages in the body. They called a tumor a gulma. A gulma forms when ama, deep, sticky, toxic sludge from years of poor digestion and bad food, accumulates in the pelvic region. This toxic ama coats the cells, suffocating them. It blocks the prana, the intelligent life force, from communicating with the cell. When the cell is cut off from the body's intelligence, it panics, it mutates, and it forms a hard rogue mass. Our mission today is twofold. First, we must build a shield around your DNA so it does not break. We need the ultimate antioxidants. Second, we must completely cut off the supply lines. If a rebel cell has already mutated, we must starve it to death before it can build a tumor. And this is where we must face a very uncomfortable truth. You cannot build a shield if you're actively throwing bombs on your own castle. Before I give you the red and golden shields, the powerful foods that force cancer cells to commit suicide, I must warn you about the food in your kitchen. There is a mechanism discovered in 1931 by a Nobel Prize-winning scientist, Dr. Otto Warburg. He discovered exactly what cancer cells love to eat. He discovered their absolute weakness.
And yet, millions of men are feeding their bodies the exact two things that cancer cells are hopelessly addicted to. One of them is a common white crystal that you likely put in your tea this morning. The other is a liquid designed by nature to make baby animals grow at terrifying speeds, a liquid you have been told is healthy your entire life. In the next part of this masterclass, we are going to expose the DNA destroyers. I am going to explain the Warburg Effect, and I will show you why your favorite grilled meats and your daily glass of commercial milk are acting like pure gasoline for aggressive prostate tumors. You must unlearn the lies before you can heal. Do not pause this video. The truth about starving the enemy is coming up right now.
We must cut off the supply lines to the enemy. Before we can use powerful herbs to destroy the cancer cells, we must stop feeding them. In 1931, a brilliant scientist named Dr. Otto Warburg won the Nobel Prize for a discovery that the medical industry often forgets. It is called the Warburg Effect. He discovered that healthy cells are flexible. They can burn different types of fuel to survive. But cancer cells? Cancer cells have a fatal flaw. They have a massive sweet tooth. Mutated malignant cells are hopelessly addicted to fermenting glucose, sugar. They consume glucose at a rate that is 10 to 50 times faster than your normal healthy cells. When you consume refined white sugar, sweet biscuits, white bread, or sweetened tea, you create a massive spike of insulin in your blood. This high insulin level acts as an express delivery system, pushing buckets of glucose directly into the hungry tumor. In Ayurveda, we say that refined white sugar creates cold, sticky, dead kapha and massive amounts of ama, toxins. It completely suffocates the Agni, digestive fire. If your PSA is rising, every spoonful of sugar you eat is a banquet for the enemy. Let me ask you a very honest question, my brothers. How many spoons of sugar do you put in your morning tea or coffee? 1, 2, 3? Kindly write it in the comments below. Let us be accountable to each other today. The first step to healing is admitting our habits. The second fuel, the commercial dairy trap. Now, I must address something very controversial, especially in our Indian culture. For thousands of years, Ayurveda has revered pure, grass-fed A2 cow's milk as rasayana, a life-giving nectar. But listen to me carefully. The milk you buy in plastic packets from the modern supermarket is not the milk of our ancestors. It is a commercial product from stressed animals, designed for one biological purpose: to make a baby calf grow into a massive 500-kilogram bull in a few short months. How does it cause this explosive growth? It is packed with a hormone called IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1. When an adult man of 60 years old who no longer needs to grow drinks this commercial milk, that IGF-1 enters his bloodstream, and if there is a tiny mutated prostate cell sitting in his pelvis, the IGF-1 acts like a megaphone, screaming, "Grow, divide, multiply." Multiple large-scale scientific studies have found a highly consistent link between high commercial dairy consumption and an increased risk of aggressive prostate cancer. My medical command to you: if your PSA is rising or if you have a family history of prostate cancer, you must immediately cut off the growth signal. Eliminate commercial cow's milk and processed cheese for 30 days. Replace it with pure almond milk or coconut milk. You will be starving the gulma, tumor, of its favorite growth fuel. The DNA destroyers in your kitchen. We have stopped the fuel. Now we must stop the physical damage to your DNA. Sometimes we eat healthy food, but the way we cook it turns it into pure poison. I know many men love a weekend barbecue. You put meat over an open flame, the fat drips down, the smoke rises, and the meat gets that black charred crust. My brothers, when animal protein is burnt until it is black, it creates highly toxic chemical compounds called HCAs and PAHs, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons.
These are classified as direct carcinogens. When they enter your bloodstream, they act like microscopic bullets shooting directly into the nucleus of your prostate cells and shattering the DNA. In Ayurveda, we call burnt blackened food tamasic. It is dead energy. It carries zero prana, life force, and only breeds disease. If you must eat meat, never eat the black charred parts. Marinate your meat in lemon juice, rosemary, and turmeric before cooking. These antioxidants act as a shield and drastically reduce the formation of these deadly toxins. Cook it gently, not in an inferno. The plastic enemy, Xenoestrogens. And finally, look around your kitchen. Look at your plastic Tupperware and your plastic water bottles. When cheap plastic gets hot, like when you microwave your food in a plastic container or leave a water bottle in a hot car, it releases chemical compounds like BPA and phthalates into your food and water. Science calls these chemicals endocrine disruptors or xenoestrogens. They enter your body and perfectly mimic the female hormone estrogen. They trick your prostate into swelling, they feminize your body, and they create the exact inflammatory environment that cancer loves. The rule is, never ever microwave food in plastic. Use glass or ceramic. Drink your water from stainless steel or glass bottles. Respect your hormones. My brothers, we have successfully cut the supply lines. We have removed the sugar that feeds the tumor. We have removed the commercial milk that makes it grow. We have stopped shattering our DNA with burnt meat and toxic plastics. The enemy is now starving. The enemy is weak. But a good general does not just starve the enemy, he launches an attack. We must now send in the elite soldiers. We need biological weapons that will seek out these weakened cancer cells and force them to commit suicide, apoptosis. We need compounds that will literally cut off the blood vessels trying to feed the tumor. In the next part of this masterclass, I am going to reveal the red and golden shields. I will tell you the truth about pomegranate juice and how it slows down a rising PSA. And I will reveal the absolute king of Ayurvedic medicine, a golden root that modern oncology is finally recognizing as one of the most powerful anti-cancer agents on the planet. Do not miss this. If you are finding hope in this video, hit the like button right now. The golden cure is coming up next.
My brothers, the enemy is now starving. We have removed the sugar, the commercial dairy, and the toxic chemicals. The mutated cells are weak and isolated. Now we launch the counterattack. We must send in the elite soldiers. In Ayurveda, we do not just attack the disease, we empower the body's own divine intelligence to recognize the rogue cells and destroy them. Modern oncology calls this apoptosis, forcing the cancer cell to commit suicide. But to do this, we must first cut off their supply lines. We must destroy the roads they use to steal your blood. In medical science, when a tiny microscopic tumor wants to grow larger than a pinhead, it must build its own network of blood vessels to suck nutrients from your body. This road-building process is called angiogenesis. If we can stop angiogenesis, the tumor literally starves to death and collapses. It cannot grow. And nature has provided us with the ultimate sword to cut these blood vessels. The golden shield, turmeric, the king of Ayurveda. Western medicine is finally validating what Indian sages have known for 5,000 years. The absolute king of medicinal roots is turmeric or haldi. The active compound inside turmeric is called curcumin. Curcumin is a brilliant, intelligent molecule. It seeks out the inflammatory pitta pathways that cancer uses to spread. It specifically inhibits the enzymes that tumors use to build new blood vessels. It cuts the roads. It suffocates the gulma, the tumor. But here is the great tragedy. Millions of men take turmeric capsules and 99% of it goes straight into the toilet. Why? Because curcumin is incredibly difficult for the human body to absorb. The kitchen alchemy. To unlock the golden shield, you must combine turmeric with two things. Black pepper, pippali.
Black pepper contains piperine, which increases the absorption of curcumin by a massive 2000%. Healthy fat, sneha. Curcumin is fat-soluble. It will not dissolve in plain water. You must cook your turmeric in pure desi ghee or cold-pressed olive oil, and always add a pinch of freshly cracked black pepper. This creates a bioavailable medicine that travels directly into your prostate tissue. Tell me in the comments, do you use turmeric and black pepper in your daily cooking, or are you taking a raw pill? Let me know how you consume your gold. The red shield, pomegranate and lycopene. Now we bring in the red army. In nature, a deep blood red color is a warning sign to diseases, powerful antioxidants inside. Let us talk about the pomegranate, anar. This ancient fruit, mentioned in sacred texts, is the ultimate brake pedal for a rising PSA. There was a highly famous clinical study conducted on men who had already been treated for prostate cancer, but their PSA levels were creeping up again, a terrifying moment for any man. The scientists gave them 1 glass of pomegranate juice daily. The result? The time it took for their PSA to double, the PSA doubling time, was significantly lengthened. The pomegranate did not magically erase the cancer, but it acted as a massive handbrake. It slowed the progression of the disease to a crawl, giving these men years of healthy life. How to take it? Eat the fresh ruby red seeds every day. If you drink the juice, it must be 100% pure, with absolutely zero added sugar. Next in the red army is lycopene. We discussed this in our previous videos. Lycopene is the compound that actively protects your DNA from breaking. But remember the rule. Raw tomatoes give you almost zero lycopene. You must cook your tomatoes in oil to break the cell walls. A beautiful alternative, watermelon, tarboos. Deep blood red watermelon contains massive amounts of highly absorbable lycopene, along with citrulline to open your blood vessels, protect your prostate and protect your heart at the same time. The green gourd, broccoli and the detox miracle. We have cut the blood supply. We have put the brakes on the PSA. Now we need the garbage truck to sweep the toxic carcinogens out of your liver. Cancer hates the color green. Specifically, it hates cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. Why? Because they contain a miraculous sulfur compound called sulforaphane. Cancer cells are actually quite stupid. They do not know how to detoxify themselves. When sulforaphane enters your bloodstream, it forces the healthy cells to build a shield, but it causes the cancer cells to become deeply stressed and undergo apoptosis, cellular suicide.
The cooking warning. If you boil your broccoli in a pot of water for 20 minutes until it is a sad grey soft mush, you have completely destroyed the enzyme myrosinase needed to create sulforaphane. You have killed the medicine. You must lightly steam your broccoli for exactly 3 to 4 minutes. It must remain bright green and crunchy. If you overcook it by mistake, sprinkle a tiny bit of raw mustard seed powder over it. The mustard replaces the lost enzyme and resurrects the cancer-fighting power. The mineral bodyguard, selenium, and the danger of vitamin E pills. Finally, we arrive at the absolute core of the cell, the DNA itself. To protect the DNA from mutating, we need a microscopic bodyguard called selenium. Your prostate actively hoards selenium to build its defensive walls. But I must warn you about a fatal mistake many men make. The supplement industry tells you to buy high-dose vitamin E and selenium pills for your prostate. Listen to the science. A massive clinical trial called the SELECT study proved that taking high-dose synthetic vitamin E pills actually increased the risk of aggressive prostate cancer in some men. Synthetic fat-soluble vitamins build up in the liver and become toxic. The Ayurvedic solution: throw away the synthetic vitamin E pills, eat a handful of raw almonds or sunflower seeds. And for your selenium, you do not need a pill. Nature has created a nuclear bomb of selenium. It is the Brazil nut. Just one single Brazil nut contains enough selenium to protect your DNA for the entire day. Listen to me, do not eat a whole bag. It is too powerful and can cause toxicity. Eat exactly 2 Brazil nuts every single day. Keep a jar in your kitchen. Treat them like your daily prescription. 2 nuts and your DNA is shielded. My brothers, look at the power we hold. We have the golden turmeric to cut the blood vessels. We have the red pomegranate to break the PSA. We have the green broccoli to force cellular suicide. And the Brazil nut to shield the DNA. This is not just food. This is targeted clinical biological warfare against cancer. But theory is useless if it does not reach your dining table. How do we combine all these elite soldiers into one single delicious, easy-to-follow daily routine? What should you eat at 8 a.m.? What should you eat at 7 p.m.? And more importantly, there is an invisible healer, a hormone of darkness and a hormone of light that acts as the ultimate immune system booster. Without them, even the perfect diet will fail. In the final part of this masterclass, I am going to give you the 24-hour anti-cancer master blueprint. I will reveal why your bedroom light bulb is feeding your cancer, and I will show you exactly how to structure your day to keep your PSA dropping and your vitality rising. The ultimate map to your longevity is coming up right now. Do not step away. We have built our shields. We have the golden turmeric, the red pomegranate, the green broccoli, and the Brazil nut. But my brothers, you can eat all the broccoli in the world, and if you ignore these 2 invisible healers, your DNA will remain vulnerable. To win this war against cancer, we need light and we need darkness. Let us start with the light, the sun. Your body produces a hormone, not just a vitamin, but a powerful pro-hormone called vitamin D. Vitamin D acts like a traffic cop for your cells. If a prostate cell starts to divide too quickly or mutates, vitamin D blows the whistle and commands it to stop or forces it to die, apoptosis. Modern men live in offices. We hide from the sun. Our vitamin D levels are tragically low, and large clinical studies show a terrifying correlation. Men with severe vitamin D deficiency have a much higher risk of aggressive prostate cancer. You must get 15 to 20 minutes of
Direct sunlight on your arms and legs every day. Do not burn, but let the sun touch your skin. If you cannot do this, ask your doctor for a blood test and take a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement. It is your ultimate insurance policy. Now, let us talk about the darkness. When the sun goes down, your brain produces a master antioxidant called melatonin. We think of melatonin as a sleep hormone, but in oncology, it is known as a ferocious protector of your DNA. It sweeps through your cells while you sleep, repairing the oxidative damage from the day. But melatonin is a shy hormone. It is only produced in absolute darkness. If you fall asleep with the television on, or if you stare at your bright blue phone screen until midnight, you completely block your brain from releasing this anti-cancer medicine. Your bedroom must be pitch black. Use blackout curtains. Wear an eye mask. Treat your sleep as if it were your daily chemotherapy session. The 24-hour master blueprint. Now, let us put all of this into a daily actionable plan. This is your 24-hour anti-cancer gastronomic protocol. Take a screenshot of this right now. Morning, the golden shield. Start your day with warm water, a pinch of turmeric, black pepper, and half a teaspoon of ghee. This cuts the blood supply to any rogue cells before you even eat. Breakfast, a bowl of warm oats cooked in almond milk, no cow's milk. Top it with a handful of crushed walnuts and a spoonful of ground flaxseed. Midday, the red and green armor, your largest meal. The base, lightly steamed broccoli or cauliflower, cooked for only 3 minutes to preserve the sulforaphane. The protein, a piece of wild-caught fatty fish for vitamin D or a bowl of organic mung dal. The sauce, pour your homemade tomato sofrito cooked with olive oil over the protein to deliver massive doses of lycopene.
Afternoon, the nuclear bodyguard. At 4 p.m., take your medicine. Exactly 2 Brazil nuts for your daily selenium. Wash it down with a cup of green tea, matcha, which contains EGCC to patrol your blood for free radicals. Evening, the apoptosis signal. Dinner, a light early dinner, perhaps a warm vegetable soup. The medicine, 1 small glass of 100% pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice to slow down the PSA doubling time while you sleep. The rule, absolute darkness in the bedroom to release melatonin. My brothers, I know the word cancer brings terror, but fear paralyzes us. Action liberates us. You do not have to wait for a high PSA test to start protecting your DNA. Every time you choose lightly steamed broccoli over a burnt, blackened piece of meat, you are sending a signal of life to your cells. Every time you choose 2 Brazil nuts instead of a sugary biscuit, you are repairing your genetic code. You have the power to change your biological destiny 1 bite at a time. The DNA switch is in your hands. But I know there are millions of men watching this who do not have cancer, but who are living in a daily hell of pain. I'm talking about the men who feel a sharp stabbing pain when they sit down, the men who feel a burning sensation when they urinate, the men who feel like there is a swollen golf ball trapped in their pelvis. You go to the doctor, they give you months of heavy antibiotics, but the pain never stops. Why? Because it is not an infection. It is chronic prostatitis and pelvic pain syndrome. This is the silent agony of men. And in my next video, we are going to focus entirely on eliminating this pain. I will teach you the extreme anti-inflammatory diet. I will reveal the miracle of bee pollen and raw turmeric paste to put out the pelvic fire. And I will show you why your office chair might be the true cause of your suffering. If you are living with pelvic pain, that video will be your salvation. Subscribe to the channel right now and ring the notification bell so you don't miss it. Hit the like button if you are going to try the anti-cancer blueprint today. And please share this video with a friend, a father, or a brother. Prevention is the greatest gift of love. I am Dr. Vikram Mehta. Protect your DNA, eat your colors, and live without fear. Namaste.